Yep, and we are live now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our Dealer Masterclass Season 3, Episode 4. And today's topic will be managing cash flow during CMCO. So regarding about this topic, when you have Calvin, we will get another team members. Will be Aaron Fu, our Head of Product Strategy.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Aaron. Welcome back to our Episode 4. And also, like I mentioned earlier, when you have Calvin and Aaron to help our dealers, today we have another person called Bryan. Hi, Bryan.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Aaron. So, yeah, Bryan actually is from Funding Society Key Account Manager. So, yeah, Bryan, can you introduce?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. This is Bryan from Funding Society. So, basically, Funding Society is one of the P2P, or we call peer-to-peer company that register under Security Commission Malaysia, so-called XC, okay? So what we are doing, actually, basically, we are trying to help those SME like sole proprietor or partnership, those underserved by banks, something like maybe their bank statement is not strong or they are newly established, so the banks don't entertain them. So we are trying to provide the alternative way, the cash flow to help them to boost their business or even grow their business.
Yep. As we always mention, cash is king. Everyone needs the cash flow to do a lot of things like getting a car or purchasing a car. Yep. So talking about cash flow, this is so important and interesting topic for today. So I would like to throw the first questions to you, Bryan. Yep. What's the funding situations during CMCO? How have the banks and other financial institutions reacted to it?
Basically, what I would say that this year is very challenging because of this COVID. Everyone should feel the pain. So during this COVID, during this CMCO for this 2020, banks as we know that there has 6 months, there is no any income because of this moratorium. So for the loan approval, whatever they approve the loan, they already tighten up their belt because they have to make sure whatever money they has lent out, they make sure it's not fall under NPL. That's why a lot of SME, they say, well, after MCO, it's difficult to get the loan, difficult to get the funding. That's why a lot of SME, they come look for us. So for used car industry, there's always challenges. So I would say there is the 4 typical challenges that you all always facing. So here we go. The first challenges will be the stock issue. As the used car dealer, you always need to restock, right? So where you get your stock? Either you get from the new car showroom trade-in for outsider customer, or even you bid at platform like CarSpeed. But here is the problem. First, new car showroom. As we all know that now Honda, even Proton, they do have a lot of booking. They do have a lot of LOU. But the problem is there's not much stock for deliver. Since there is no stock to deliver, did you able to trade in the used car? The answer is no. Maybe yes, maybe no, but confirmly is a little. So the second one is trade in from the outsider, the outside customer. I believe after moratorium, after October, you all should receive a lot of inquiries say that, hey, I want to dispose my car, I want to sell my car. Can you help me to trade in? But now the problem is the trade-in price is much lower than the bank outstanding. Let's say the car is a 20K, you trade in price, but the outstanding at bank is a 30,000. So who going to bear the 10,000? So this is the problem now. And then lastly is about the platform. A lot of dealers, they are complain, not say complain, they just comment to me, say that after MCO, the price when we going to bid is keep increasing. They are thought that after MCO, the price should lower now. But surprisingly, the price is keep increasing until this November only slightly drop. Why? Because of the stock is very limited. So everybody also grab the car. They bid one time, you bid 2 times, so make the price boost up. So this is the first challenge, which is the stock problem because of the limit of the supply and also costly. So the next will be the cash flow, which is our main topic tonight. So after you get your stock, do you have enough cash flow to buy over the car? You have to remember during this MCO lockdown 2 months, all of the SME they are using their own cash, own saving to pay what? Rental, electricity bill, the utilities bill, or even the staff salary. So after the MCO, do they still have left much money for them to continue to grow their business? This is a doubt. No one to know. But what we know that normally where you get your funding, first is your own cash, just like what I say. The second one, maybe you can get from bank. So banks, normally they will offer what to the dealers? Maybe OD, but OD, you need collateral. If you don't have, forget about it. Second, might be the business term loan, but business term loan, they look at your bank statement. Since the MCO, your more money is out, is no money in, do you think your bank statement is enough to support whatever amount that you request? Maybe no. Lastly, maybe it's the bank floor stock. But all we have to know that the bank floor stock only serve private limited company. For those small dealers like the sole pro or partnership, no matter how strong are you, they're still not giving you any floor stock facility just because you are not private limited. So this is the weakness. So other than that, do you have any way to get your fund to increase your cash flow? Previously, maybe no, but now, yes. Because we are here to ready to serve you the alternative way to giving you the cash flow.
So I think you mentioned, sorry, so just to butt in a little bit, like I noticed just that you mentioned that now in November, people are starting to sell their cars again. And I think I saw a newspaper article, I think last week, which said that a lot of consumers are looking to offload the cars right now. And I think it's a great time for dealers to also restock the vehicles. Like just like you mentioned, like a couple of months back, it's a bit pricey, right, to buy cars because not that many people are selling cars. And it seems to be that if, let's say, November is getting people are coming back to sell their cars, it could be a good opportunity. But then again, it comes to a part where the funding is a problem, right? And that's where you guys can come in. So hopefully for those of you who are watching right now itself, this is where we have Funding Society here today, because we know that it's a great opportunity right now for cars to be stocked up in your inventory. We've gone through the MCO, which was quite tight and quite rigid. But now as things loosen up a bit, people are looking to offload their cars. And that's where it's a good opportunity for businesses like you guys to take advantage of these cheaper cars, as well as Bryan here from Funding Societies to, well, make a good deal towards the year end.
Yeah,
sorry,
especially I believe that the dealers currently are quite, focused on especially year end and the upcoming season, festive seasons. Replenish stock is definitely a crucial for this timing now. So like what Aaron mentioned, that's where Bryan's coming now. So yeah, Bryan, any more things?
Yeah. So the third challenge that you're all facing after you get your stock, what is the next challenge? Will be your customer. So as we know, CMCO, the government, they allow you to do the business, but the problem is your customer cannot close the state. So it's limited your source of your customer. Last time you say my Johor customer can come to the KL to buy the car from me, but the problem is now you only can do Klang Valley.
As long especially as CMCO standard, right?
Yeah, correct. So it's limited your source of your customer. Okay, last but not least, after you get your customer, this one is the tricky part. How you going to approve the loan? If that one is a cash buyer, no problem, easy come, easy go. But if let's say the one is apply the loan one, either you get the banks or credit to help. But now like what we say just now, the bank is tightened up their belt. For example, if the customer working at Singapore, no matter they are still continue work or not, the banks is not doing anymore because they're afraid that today you're working at Singapore, you give them a pay slip, but who can guarantee next day you'll be fired? So they don't want to take the risk. Or even at Klang, ELK credit company, last time before MCO, they're able to approve the loan amount up to 35,000. After MCO, they straight away they cut until 25,000. Recently just increased back to 30,000. Why? Because they also afraid after MCO, the MPL will boost up. So they limit the type of the vehicle to finance. So these four will be the typical challenge for the used car dealer they're facing now. Hope this will answer you.
Yep. So regarding about these things, Roy. So Bryan, I know you have got some case studies for us to check out. Can you share with us?
Yeah, sure. So just now we say we are here to help all the used cars, but
this is the interesting part now. This is the interesting part. Yep.
Actually, we are providing a live facility to all the dealers. So what kind of live facility? Actually, it's just similar with the bank floor stock, but it's slightly different compared with banks. So how our funding able to help the dealer to boost their revenue or even increase their cash flow? These are the main things. So let me give you an example. So here is the two dealers, okay? Dealer A, he do have own cash, 100,000. Dealer B, he also have 100,000 cash, plus our funding 100,000. So total up, he got 200,000. So we talk about this dealer first. Dealer A, he want to buy 5 cars. Each car costs 20,000. So 5 cars is up to 100,000. So he used all his cash to buy this 5 unit because he know the market is good. So he buy all the car, use all the cash buy the car. So what is the revenue? Let's say each car he earn around 10% margin. So total up each car you can earn around 2,000. So end up is the total up is around 20,000, right? Oh, sorry. 10,000. Yeah, 10,000.
Yep. 2,000 each for 5 is 10 grand. Yep.
Yes. Okay. So in conclusion is dealer A, he spent around his own capital 100,000. He earned 10,000. So the profit or margin is 10%. This dealer, he also same story. Buy 5 cars with 20K. So total up, he want to use 100,000, right? But now with funding, he only need to spend 20% of the deposit, which is each car he only need to spend 4,000 instead of 20,000. So 5 units, 4,000, total up, he need to use 20,000. So in the end, this dealer only spent 20,000, but the profit margin still remain 10,000. Here, the margin profit is 50%. So dealer A, he earned 10% margin. This one earned 50%. But this is not the main point. The main point is, do this dealer, after he used all his money, if anything happen, do he have any reserve cash to handle or not? Like lockdown again, do he have any cash flow or not? The answer is zero, because he no more money. All the money he used to buy the stock. But this dealer, he only used 20% of his own cash flow. So in his pocket, he still got 80,000. So anything happen like lockdown, even lockdown again, this dealer still can tahan. For this dealer A, no more. It's locked down, then bye-bye already because no more cash flow. This one still have 80,000. So this is the key point that why you should use other people's money to do your business. This is the main point. Yeah. So let me give you the real case study. The name, sorry, I can't tell you, but I can let you know this dealer is located at Northern above Ipoh area. Okay. So this dealer 2 years ago, before when I first started making, it's just around, I think maximum 15 units car only at his job. 15 units maximum. And then the bank statement is average is 50 to 70,000.
Okay.
So I asked him, hey, how is your sales? Sales is good. There is a business. But the problem is he's always jammed in cash flow. Why? Because he have to wait the bank disperse. Then he only have the cash to buy over the new car.
Right.
So he said, how about I can get the funding from you? So we offered him 100,000 first. And then up to today, 2 years later, he totally get apply for 500,000. And now his stock is around 50 units. And his bank statement, the cash flow average is 150 to 180. So this is how powerful using the people money to boost your own cash flow while increase your own stock.
At the same time, lower risk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is like leveraging on what resources is available. It's like if you currently only have like 2 fishing rod to fish, then you can only survive on 2 lah. But if you can borrow your friend's fishing rod and you can fish more, then you can got more opportunity to bring more fish in, right? So this, I think, is a great way to actually scale, because at the end of the day itself, during this time, the monetary value, the cash flow, it's so important to have some at hand also, right? So having this as a just in case does help save the dealers in terms of the current situation we're in as well.
So this is the benefit. This is a sweet story that how to use the funding to boost your business.
Yeah, this is where I should just pop the question. So okay, with all these facilities that can helping our dealers in cash flow, right? So we would love to understand, right? When should the dealer get funding and when the dealer should not get the funding? Is it something that you can share with us now?
Yeah, sure. So everything they have both sides. Just now we talk about the good thing. Now we should talk about the bad things, right? Yes. So everything is a risk. There is a risk. As long as you borrow money, there is a risk, right? So we call the something as the risk just because we don't know how to manage it. We don't understand it. That's why we call risk. So you have to learn how to use the floor stock wisely, when to use, what car to use, and what price you should use under floor stock. So there is the 3 principles for me. I've decided it's the 3 principles that you should follow when you're using the floor stock. First is the right timing. Second is the right car. Third is the right value, or so-called the right pricing. So we come to the first one, the right timing. A year we have 365 days, but not every day is a good day to use the floor stock. You have to know during MCO, let's say lockdown again. Do you use the floor stock during the lockdown? Even the car is very cheap? I don't think so, because you don't know how long it will go into lockdown. And then floor stock only valid for 90 days. So don't take other people's money to risk your own self. So,
but what about CMCO? Because like CMCO is semi-lockdown, right? So is it okay?
CMCO depends your area. That's why I say, because you cannot close it. This is a very funny. I mean, it's a very special case. Like
subjective
dealer. Subjective. The outskirt dealer, they will say the business is very good. Like the Merlot Geranto, they tell me, oh, now my business is very good during CMCO. Right. I ask why? Because all his customers forced to buy the car at his place because cannot go to KL. But the KL dealers say, oh, after CMCO, not even one customer walk into their showroom. So this is subject to which area you are. So also subject to when you should use the floor stock. So the right timing is very important in order to minimize your risk. So the second right is about the right car. I always advise my dealer, use on small car, use on popular model. Although you say, hey, now I get, hey, Bryan, now you give me 500,000. Should I change model? I always do Proton Brother. Now I want to test BMW, Benz. Can or not? Can. Always you can train. No one stop you to try, but use your own money to try. Don't use funding. Why? Because all the while you're doing a small car, suddenly you say you want to use a people money, go and invest to do the big car. So the risk is always there. Who can guarantee you can sell the pickup? Because maybe your customer base, that area customer base is not that kind of the user. So your area, your customer maybe only like the small car, don't have the big car one. So suddenly you buy the BMW here, who going to buy, right?
What
So
if it's the balik, like if let's say all this car dealer focus on high end cars, and now they want to stock on cheap cars, is it okay?
Actually, it's quite good. Be honest, after MCO, a lot of my dealer, they all start using on small car. They say now big car cannot sell, so they pump all the money to small car because they know below 30K, the old car is selling is very fast. The turnover is very fast. So they all pump their money into the small car, and then the risk is smaller. Okay.
Right.
The third right is about the right price. This one also is very important. Don't use on the big car like the BMW, which is a high price. Just a very simple example. This car, 20,000. This car, 80,000. After 3 months, both cars you also cannot sell. But which one easy to settle? Definitely it's this 20K. It's not this 80K. Because upon the time, the interest, the charges, it doesn't matter. It's just a small cost for the dealer. But the killing part is the principle. You all always need to remember, if I use this funding, worst to the worst, what will be happen? If really I cannot sell, do I have the power or do I have the capability to settle the floor stock? If you say no, then please don't use the floor stock because it's very dangerous. Because you are using your future money, but you have nothing to so-called to guarantee or warranty you. If you fail, then you're gone already. That's why the old generation used car, they say, oh, floor stock is killing me. Floor stock is killing me. Just because you use on the right, it's the wrong car, wrong place, and also the wrong timing.
But anyway, definitely, totally agree from what you explained, Bryan. Whereby the dealer, when they enroll with funding society, services, right, facilities, definitely like what you advise, go for the cheaper car instead of a bigger car. But that being said, a dealer also shouldn't neglect the big higher income group level, like what in current news that we updated, the T20 group and the M40 group. So actually for the M40 and T20 group currently, they are the active purchaser for cars, and their loan also get easier to approve. So like, for example, if using flow stockings, using the FS facilities now, dealer can have more options like getting 5 cars instead of 1 car. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yep. So, and also B40 income group people that are also, they might not be able to get high loan for now, but when the dealer have all these options, so that means that you open up more varieties to the market. So that like our dealers, when you have a varieties of cars from cheap, mid, and high, it's just how do you play around. But when you engage with funding society facilities, aim for the cheaper car like what Bryan just mentioned. So hopefully everyone can get this message. Don't forget about big car as well, because the buying is still there. T20 group is still ready and they're still flashing their money and they need cars now.
Right. I think it's like managing the risk, right? If let's say you are funding yourself with cheaper cars, it's like the risk of failure is less. It's like when you buy a big car, it's like putting all your eggs in one basket. And if let's say you drop that basket, that car cannot sell, then all your money pay and you're like stuck with that money there, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like if you have small cars, it's easier, you can sell, okay, I can cover a bit. So you kind of balance out. That's quite interesting.
Yeah. Also, some dealer they will comment that, hey, Bryan, definitely I will use for the big car because why? Small car you charge me processing fee, let's say 250. Big car you also charge me processing fee, also 250. Of course, I go for the big car, but don't forget, 250 just a small cost. Just like what I say, after 90 days, which one you easy to settle? You have to remember, if you're using the floor stock,
right,
you earn less a little bit because you need to share your profit a little bit to funding because of the processing fee and the interest. But you always earn less a little bit. You are not making any loss. This is the key thing.
Right. I think the one more thing, just to add on about the right car, I think the right car is also very important, because it's like if the car dealer all this while really can sell let's say high-end cars, and that works for him because he can move the stock fast, then it shouldn't be a problem for him to purchase that high-end car as well, because that's what he is currently doing. But of course the risk is there lah. The risk is higher lah. If something goes wrong, it's suddenly locked down again, then there's that risk there lah. Yeah.
So in a way, I mean, you should advise the dealer, when you want to buy big cars, use your own money. When you engage with funding society, buy a cheaper car. So at least
at this moment, yes.
Yeah. So because I mean, like what we mentioned is like we can't predict. We don't know whether the Touchwood CMCO going to extend again or not in Klang Valley area.
Yeah.
So due to all this uncertainty, I think this is a good advice for our dealer to manage your cash flow at this particular moment. So yeah. So back to you, Bryan. Any more case study that you think that you want to share to us?
Okay, so just a little case study lah. So during this MCO, after MCO, a lot of dealer they're also asking for help. Help for what? They say, hey, Bryan, only 90 days now due already, but two months lockdown, 60 days gone already. So can you help me to do some extension? So we are trying to help the dealer. So we allow them to do the extension case to case basis. Of course, you have to keep your good repayment behavior. Then I only allow you to do the deferment program.
Yep. Definitely, when you borrow, definitely the repayment have to be good. Yep. So that's why, I mean, is there any credit score for the dealer on the repayment wise?
Basically, as long as you borrow, you pay on time, then your credit score will be A. It will be a great A.
All right. So I think, Bryan, you have another slide to share with us, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So this one basically is the product feature, and let you show you that how to use the funding. So just very simple. As long you bid the car at college bid, you win the bid. So you submit document to us, then we approve to you. You pay 20% deposit, then you can get a car. That is just very simple.
Lovely, lovely. So okay, yeah. I mean, you quite come to the end for tonight already. So if dealer are interested to sign up, how they can reach out?
Basically, they can straight away call my phone if they want. Otherwise, here is the link. Maybe they can click the link and then they can submit through online.
So this will be the URL, right? HTTPS.
Yes, and then we also have so-called a promotion for tonight for whoever attend these talks. So there is the first time waiver of the utilization fee, which is the 200 ringgit. So as long as you register and you onboard before 15th of December and you utilize it within 30 days, you will get the so-called the waiver of the utilization fee. So it means that you are free to use, but of course you need to pay the interest now, because the interest is for investors.
Definitely. So let me recap from today all the way until 15 December. Whichever dealers who are interested, just key in their information at the link that you shared just now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So I think for our dealers and who are currently watching this program now, our classified team will reach out to you guys on Monday itself also. If you have more information or more questions for us, please feel free to engage with our account manager, account executive, and also our telesales team members. Or you can directly contact Bryan. And Bryan, your number will be
014-923-1238.
Nice number. That it is. Yep. So that's all for tonight. So anything that last message you want to tell our audience, Bryan?
Just stay safe during this CMCO, and then if can, try to apply this process, because it really do help your business to grow.
Yep,
no wrong or no bad thing to try new things, because this one is because now we offer you a free onboarding, so no harm to try.
Correct. So yep, that's what that's the best we can assist our dealer, especially during this pandemic period. So yep, so that's all for now. I'm Kelvin, head of sales from Carlis.mind. Thank you, Aaron, our head of product strategy.
Thanks,
and also sincerely thank you to Bryan Tan from Funding Society. That's all for tonight. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Ciao.